Bro, if they go into you and your friends' conversation, or me and my friends or my girlfriend's conversation, bro, we're all getting canceled. So if you haven't seen Young Thug's jail calls leaked, and it has him in an absolute uproar, understandably, because on these jail calls, he was saying a whole bunch of stuff. He was talking about a bunch of people, Future, Durk, Mariah even. Now, to a certain extent, these jail calls already did leak because he did have a call earlier where he was talking about, I was talking to like 10 different girls. I ain't talked to a girl in a week or something like that. Which honestly did surprise me because Mariah did stay with him. And I didn't really expect that. But hey, everybody has their own prerogative. It was a lot of dudes on the internet very cringily offering to treat Mariah better than Thug. But hey, that's to be expected. Anytime allegations like this come out. The other funny part about Young Thug's jail calls coming out was the fact that he did this interview pretty much defending himself the whole time. I actually made an edit of it, which I'll insert here for your enjoyment.
How the hell the prosecutor gonna spell prosecution wrong? What are you talking about? Nigga, I created you, nigga. Well, God created you, but I helped. The difference with me and Yak situation is Yak in the interrogation room telling that Duke did the crime.
Yeah.
Not no bullshit, no funny shit in that.
What make y'all young niggas feel like y'all can spin the police though?
Just
I don't
come,
understand that though. I don't understand that.
man.
But them bitches is smart, bro.
Bro, it's just like movies. If me and you go on high speed chasing, I hop out and run and you don't, all you can say is shit. Man, I know that young nigga from the hood, I don't even really know his name. He took the plea first. Gunna took the plea first. Gunna took the plea first. Should, because y'all still grown men. No matter what this nigga say, y'all grown men. Just like me. When he said YSL was a game, the smartest thing for me to do is say, yeah, it is a game, fuck it. Like, me not getting love, the proper love from my entire family made me seek love from niggas. What point in my career can you or anybody in this world honestly say he stirred this pot?
They can say, I'm glad you had that. They can say, the shit you were telling baby about P is like trying to break up a family.
No, but from my point of view, the family it was never a family. Yeah, nigga, something. Y'all gave this nigga chili wing, hot pepper, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm too old, bro. I'm 47. I can't go sit in that motherfucker. So I be trying to tell these niggas like,
damn, you 47?
yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I really feel like this whole interview was just him confessing and defending his point. Like, world, please don't hate me. I know I snitched, but please don't hate me. Bro, it's a little bit too late for that. And it's funny because I think this interview actually dropped or was recorded before a lot of these calls got leaked. So he was contradicting himself so much in the interview and so much about stuff that actually ended up coming out. I ain't gonna lie, I see a lot of people obviously joking on Thug. And honestly, some of it is definitely warranted, especially with how hard he came at Gunna and stuff. So I definitely get it. Just like the interviewer said at one point in the interview, Thug ain't come out of jail humble enough. Came out going for everybody's neck. Well, not everybody. He pretty much just came out going for Gunna's neck, which to a certain extent is kinda understandable. At least we thought it was understandable before these calls came out. But like I said in my last Thug video, I just don't understand why you go this hard at somebody knowing that there's tapes of you doing that. And from the interview, it seemed like he was saying he was trying to outsmart the police by saying you could call me whenever you want. But Twin, I ain't gonna lie, this looks really bad on your part. And maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but I don't really get what's there much to understand, because it seems pretty obvious, like you got in the jam, you got in the bind, and you didn't want to go to jail. Honestly, bro, when people try and like justify and find loopholes for the things they did, most of the time to me it's like corny. And honestly, at the end of the day, I understand, bro, because if I ever get locked up, I'm straight hitting the FBI. Him. Come on, man. Can't go to jail for nobody. But I don't live that type of lifestyle. So it's kind of different for people who live like more street thug lifestyle. It's kind of what you sign up for. And like that old famous says, if you can't do the crime, don't do the time. Wait. No. That ain't right there. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. That's what I was looking for. And that's definitely something Young Thug should have listened to. The part I don't really like about people exposing the jail calls is how like harsh they're being for the things he's saying on the jail calls. Now don't get me wrong, to a certain extent, I kind of get it, because I understand like he's saying stuff about people that he's supposed to be cool with, and people didn't really expect him to feel that way towards certain people. But at the same time, I think what people have to remember is that these calls were in private. Even though Thug said a lot of stuff about a lot of people on these jail calls. Ultimately, these weren't ever meant to be heard by somebody else. As much as I like would want to criticize him for certain things he said, at the end of the day, I really can't criticize him for anything he said that was not meant to go to the public. Everybody judging him, bro, if they go into you and your friends conversation, or me and my friends or my girlfriend's conversation, bro, we're all getting canceled. Most of the time when people talk on the phone for a long amount of time, that's what they do. They talk about people, or they talk about certain things going on and how they might genuinely feel about certain things. And they might say it in a way that they can't say to the public. Now, again, do I think that the things that he said are right and make him a good friend or whatever? Not really, because he said a lot of things about a lot of people that is kind of backstabby or betrayal-like. Some things were just kind of how he felt about certain situations, about how he felt like certain people would treat him, or certain things he thought they would do whenever he was in jail and whenever he got out. So for the things that he was saying like that, I really can't say much about that to like criticize him. Now, as far as the cheating thing, you know, on my channel, we don't condone cheaters. But at the end of the day, bro, even if somebody does happen to cheat on somebody, while it is morally wrong, it's not like I could just point my finger and say, you're the worst person in the world. And y'all can't either, because a lot of y'all, if they went and did a background check on y'all definitely had a lot of questionable moments. And imagine if they really went and pulled all your phone calls. Think about all the things you told different people. You are probably getting canceled too. Now, I'm not saying that I condone like pillow talking and talking bad about somebody behind their back, but at the same time, even like with Future One specifically, him talking about, oh, I know he did this with his baby mama or whatever, like that is a regular conversation that you or me might have with our girl about one of our friends. If one of your friends was like a big bop, you might be with your girl like, I don't know, you know, dude, get around, you feel me? I don't be really trying to be on that. And that's not like talking about him, that's just saying how you feel. Now, you wouldn't say that in a situation where it actually mattered. If he was with your friend and he was trying to holler at a girl, you wouldn't be like, oh, don't talk to him, he a bot. But that might be something you say behind closed doors to somebody you know who isn't going to reciprocate the information. I think y'all really need to remember that before you judge these calls, that these were never meant to be in the public. Now, what happens in the dark comes to the light, and if people start treating him differently because of what he said in the calls, he can't really be mad at him or blame him. Because even if somebody said something about me in the dark and I eventually found out, I can't blame them for not messing with me. But at the same time, I would treat that a lot differently of them talking to somebody about me or behind my back versus them going on Instagram and saying something bad about me, or going on some interview or public platform and saying something about me. So I think you just gotta remember that that's kind of different. It's not exactly the same. I ain't gonna lie, the whole Young Thug situation is definitely kind of crazy to me, and I never really expected it to unfold like this, especially after, like I said earlier, how hard he came at Gunna whenever he got out. But nevertheless, I must admit, it has been really, really entertaining, and I bet it has been for you too. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, but look, before y'all go, hit the like button, Toy.
Bye.